Are you looking for the best mechanical keyboards? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best keyboards on the market before we get started with our video. We have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Keychron K4 HE. I heard you guys love number pads, so you're going to love this keyboard too. The Keychron K4 HE Special Edition is a wood-veneered, 96% size keyboard with Keychron double-rail magnetic nebula switches that provide a soft, linear travel and are comfortable for typing and gaming alike. The 96% layout contains nearly all of the keys on a standard keyboard, but packed into a neater design where the navigation keys go up top and the arrow keys intrude into the numpad and alphanumerics. It takes a day or two to get your head around, but allows for a full keyboard in a much smaller space. Like other special edition keyboards we've tested in the past from Keychron, like the smaller K2 HE, the K4 HE comes with attractive rosewood accents that complement the cream-colored keys and aluminium frame very nicely. A black/wood model is also available, while standard models with metal frames and backlit keycaps are a touch cheaper. Given the popularity of wood in PC cases like the SFF Fractal Terra as of late, it's nice to see keyboards evolve to use more natural materials too. As this keyboard uses magnetic Hall effect switches, you get the usual nifty features: adjustable actuation points from 0.2mm to 3.8mm that help you find the perfect blend between speed and accuracy, SOCD, simultaneous opposing cardinal directions. Feature that prioritizes the last key pressed when strafing in FPS titles, a dynamic keystrokes feature that lets you set multiple actions to different points in the key press, and a dynamic rapid trigger mode that dispenses with set actuate/release points to speed up inputs even further. It's essentially the full trick bag pioneered by Wooting, all programmable via web-based software. I appreciate that the keyboard is set up with most of these features disabled by default. It's not ideal to have rapid trigger when typing, for example, but enabling them is easy enough and the web tool works reliably. At number 2. Gamakay TK75HE V2. Gamakay's TK75 keyboard is one of my all-time faves, a 75% keyboard with a plastic chassis but increasingly well-built internals for surprisingly little money. The original TK75 was a solid 75% size keyboard with a volume wheel. The TK75 HE added Hall effect magnetic switches, and now the TK75HE V2 adds a small screen for status indicators and the time/date or your choice of animated images and up to 8K polling. The V2 model with Phoenix silent switches is also the quietest mechanical keyboard I've ever heard, with essentially none of the clatter that normally accompanies fast typing on a mechanical, just extremely deep tones that produce a luxurious report. It's actually a little spooky how little sound this keyboard makes, and it's pretty much the only mechanical I'd actually recommend for a crowded yet quiet space like a library or office. The rest of the formula here is as it was. A convenient volume wheel in the upper right, backlit ABS keycaps that show the optional RGB lighting, a simple plastic chassis and slightly rubbish Windows-only software. Given the price, the plastic case and old-school software feel like reasonable places to cut costs, and I still highly recommend this model overall. At number 3. Logitech Pro X TKL Rapid. So what's the difference between the Logitech Pro X TKL, which we previously recommended, and the Pro X TKL Rapid on our desk this week? The answer is simple. The regular Pro X TKL is a wireless keyboard with standard mechanical switches, while the Pro X TKL Rapid is wired only but has more advanced magnetic switches, and is in fact the first Logitech keyboard to include these. Combined with the keyboard's existing strengths, including good software and an up to 8000 Hz polling rate, is this the new keyboard a better option for competitively minded FPS players? In short, yes. The Rapid allows Logitech, and its many sponsored teams and players, to catch up with the trend towards high-performance rapid trigger keyboards that allow players to move more responsively, especially when strafing and counter-strafing, and thereby gain a tiny edge over their rivals. The Logitech implementation is very much straight down the line, with Hall effect switches that unlock the usual features: rapid trigger, multi-point actuation, map multiple functions to the same key at different depths, key priority, aka SOCD, which automatically cancels one key press if a specific other key press is detected, e.g. if A and D are paired this way. You begin counter-strafing right as soon as D is pressed, rather than waiting for A to be released as normal. I like that you can download setups from within the Logitech software, so you don't have to be an expert to try out a more advanced config that uses these features. At number 4. Epomaker Split 65. The Epomaker Split 65 is an ergonomic keyboard that's very easy to learn. Just pop apart the two parts when you want to adopt a more comfortable posture and put them back together when you need to bang out an article or whatever at high speed. The familiar layout here is not quite as ergonomically superior as more aggressive departures, with their tenting and wholly rearranged keys, but oftentimes perfect is the enemy of good. And the Split 65 is definitely good. Apart from its splitting in half party trick, which gives you the perfect place to leave a mug of tea, for the record, the Split 65 is a solid choice for both typing and gaming. The 65% layout is good because it includes arrow keys while being nicely compact, the wisteria switches and PBT keycaps feel good under the finger, and the layout can be changed to your preference using online VIA or QMK firmware tools. The splitting does mean that you'll have a short, flexible double-ended USB-C cable running across your desk, but you do have the choice to shed a further USB-C cable to your computer with both Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz wireless on board. At number 5. Cherry Xtrfy MX 8.2 TKL Wireless XAGA. Cherry's acquisition of Swedish esports-grade peripheral producer Xtrfy has seen the company embrace gaming in a way that the famous Switch maker has never really done before, with the latest release being this long-titled board, the MX 8.2 TKL Wireless XAGA. That long but name belies a fairly straightforward mechanical that offers a rather beautiful white/silver design, a compact TKL layout and a choice between the company's excellent MX2A blue, clicky, or red, linear, switches. These debuted in 2023 and are much smoother than the MX switches that Cherry has been building since the 80s. The special sauce here is the connectivity, with low latency too. 4 GHz and Bluetooth as well as the usual USB-C wired connection, and an optional metal carrying case ideal for esports stars and serious mechanical keyboard nerds proudly carrying their latest acquisitions to the office. There's not a huge amount here in terms of special features, no 8K polling, ergonomic advantages, magnetic switches or the like. But the typing experience is probably the best I've had on a Cherry keyboard in some time, and the fetching design and that metal case go some way towards justifying the rather steep cost of admission. Hardly a mass-market option then, but I appreciate Cherry's new approach to putting out solid keyboards that demonstrate its new switches convincingly. At number 6. Glorious GMMK 3HE. Reese has already reviewed the highly configurable Glorious GMMK 3, but I wanted to add a few of my own thoughts regarding both the keyboard and the continuing series of keycap sets that Glorious has released over the past year. In short, this is a good keyboard that offers reliable performance, doesn't challenge the likes of Epomaker or Keychron on price, but does offer a lot of flexibility when it comes to constructing your perfect keyboard. I was sent a 75% size model with Hall effect keys, but you can also get a smaller 65% or larger 100% size, each available with Hall effect or traditional mechanical switches, with wired or tri-mode connectivity, and in US/ANSI or UK/ISO configurations with a north or south facing PCB. That's an almost paralyzing number of options for beginners, but an intoxicating arrangement for enthusiasts. And it continues ever after with options for different cases, switches, badges, knobs, cables, switch mountings and keycaps. Two GMMK3 keyboards can therefore differ massively, but the default GMMK3 HE 75 model I ended up with has a compact UK layout, decently implemented rapid trigger functionality and a convenient volume wheel.